Welcome to Stock Tips Part 2. Now, here is what I like to call the bread and butter of investing because you have a lot of people, that have gotten into a lot of companies that were not good companies, especially during 2020, like right after COVID, when they did the whole stimulus printout and they printed up all this money. By the way, 21% of all the world's money, 21% of all the world's money was printed in 1 year. That is absolutely mind blowing, especially when the world is so much older than just that 1 year. So that's why you see a lot of inflation that's here right now. A lot of inflation is here because of the money that they printed in 2020. And in 2020, you've seen a lot of companies go up. You had companies like Teladoc Health. What else you have? Snapchat went up crazy. What else? Of course, Apple, Amazon, the whole stock market was on fire. To be honest, during 2020, it was really hard to miss. It was really hard to lose money in the stock market if you invested during 2020. It's hard to, it's just hard to, it was just hard to lose money because with the print, okay, so this is how it works. I don't know if y'all know this or not. This is how it works. So the government seen the bottom about to fall out of the United States because it was 40 million people that were unemployed because they wasn't able to go into work. So you had a lot of companies that filed bankruptcy and actually went out of business. So those companies that went out of business, you had employees that worked there. So with all of these people getting fired, these people got mortgages, they got car payments, they got credit card debt, they paying for daycare, they have a bunch of different things going on. So the United States said this is a state of emergency. The United States said that this is a state of emergency. We have to print up money to keep people afloat. That's when they started giving out these PPP loans. They started bailing out different businesses. What did they give? I want to say it was like 1,200 that they gave everybody on their taxes. Now, they gave people money, and I want y'all to know this because if you know this, then you can kind of do the opposite of it. When they gave out all of this money for people to basically keep them afloat for their rent and their bills, people didn't spend it on rent and bills. They spent it on Amazon. They went and got the new iPhone. The clubs was packed. People was in there popping bottles. The people spent that money on recreation. But the government isn't stupid. They knew that the people was going to spend this money on recreation. That's why they tapped in to just go ahead and let people do whatever it is that they want to do. Side note, I don't think that the people that went out and got those PPP loans are going to get in trouble because I think it's going to be hard for the government to track all of that money like down to the actual person. I'm not saying that y'all are in the clear if y'all got the PPP loan, but with the things that the government has on its plate right now, they not really about to come looking for nobody that messed up a PPP loan because they got bigger fish to fry. So they put that money out there to re-stimulate the economy. They knew people were going to go out and spend. And when people went out and spent, guess what that did? When you ordered more Amazon packages, Amazon stock went up. When you went out and bought the new iPhone, Apple stock went up. When you went out to Macy's stock went up. When people was able to get out and start going back to the movies again, AMC stock went up. So they printed up this money to re-stimulate the economy. So pretty much all stocks was good. Like Dogecoin was going crazy, Shiba was going crazy, all the cryptos, all the stock, and that gave people like a false sense of what word am I looking for? That gave them like a false sense of them knowing what they were doing. Not saying that they didn't know what they were doing, but when you invest into the stock market, it's a little more than just somebody making a phone call to you and you jumping into that company or you jumping into that crypto. It's not that right there. You know what I'm saying? So in this segment right here, this is going to be very important. I'm going to be honest with you. This is going to be very important because I'm going to show you how to break down a company. Now, keep in mind, I'm just going to give you the basics. I'm not saying that this is all that you need. You go out, you continue your research, and you continue whatever it is that you want to do. I'm gonna just give you enough for you to make a sound decision so you know what you're getting into. That's pretty much it. So I created a slide sheet, PowerPoint. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. Boom, sharing my screen. Let me move this down a little bit. Okay. Okay, so this is stock tips part 2. Here we're going to unpack a lot of things. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. This is probably one of the most, I'm going to say the most important Zoom, or one of the most important Zooms of really the last 3-4 months, because this right here will give you the ability to know if a company's good or bad, and know which companies you should be investing in and which companies that you should stay away from. So I created this myself. It's going to be like mind blowing, literally mind blowing. By the way, don't forget, we got Stocks for Kids. If you haven't signed your kids up for Stocks for Kids, if they haven't took the course yet, then it's very important that you have your kids sign up for the Stocks for Kids course, because we have to empower the next generation. And I created it in a way where a child can understand it. Investing is not hard. You have some people that just overcomplicate it by using big words and names that you don't know and not breaking it down fully to you in layman's terms. That's the issue. So today's agenda: how do you find a good company? What is market cap? A quick evaluation of a company. Summary. We're going to go over everything. We're going to take questions, and then I'm going to let you know some action tips that you can take in order to start making better, sound financial decisions when it comes to which companies you want to get in. Introduction. My name is Willie. I know a lot of you are in the wealth factor. Some people know me, some people don't. I just don't always move forward with everybody knowing me. Some people do, some people don't. A lot of y'all my Facebook friends. Some of y'all don't have Facebook. Some of y'all gonna be watching the playback. Y'all just, somebody sent the link to my site and it looked good and you went on ahead and signed up. So I just don't assume that everybody know me. You shouldn't assume that everybody know you either. So the goal of this session is to turn chaos into clarity. Our facilitators, our role is to keep the sessions on track and ensure everyone participates in the discussion. So before I get started, I just want to make sure everybody is in a good mental space. This is very important because this last year has been very troubling, with not only the stock market dropping, the real estate market has slowed up. The real estate market is next. A lot of people went through a lot of things. You know, we lost friends, we lost family members. Food has tripled, gas has doubled, housing has went up. It's even more expensive just for you to live, let alone kids, clothes, daycare, and all of these type of things. You know, to invest and feel good about it, you gotta be in the right headspace. This is very important, you know, and I actually care about everybody, you know, but especially the people that's in the wealth factor, because I know how hard it can be being an entrepreneur and still dealing with the day-to-day stress of everything that goes on. I was on a podcast one time, and I remember they asked me, what do you think the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur is? Is it the investing? Is it the research? Is it the taking the losses? You know, what is it? And I simply told them, to me, this is just my opinion. The hardest thing about being an entrepreneur is to be an entrepreneur while life is still going on. What I mean by that is, You lose your mom, you lose your dad, you go through a bad breakup, you go through a divorce, you take a loss, you get fired from your job, people not believing in you, friends and family members turning their back on you, your sales not going as expected, clients isn't, they're not going as expected. Having to do all of that and deal with life while still keeping your enthusiasm for entrepreneurship, that is the hardest part about entrepreneurship, because I'm not even gonna lie to you. It takes a lot to keep going. It takes a lot. So that's why I like to extend myself to those of you that's in the wealth factor, that if y'all need a lifeline, if y'all ever going through something or hit like a roadblock and whatever you're working on, it can be a business, it can be whatever, reach out, send me a message like, hey, I'm a student that's in the wealth factor. Here's what I got going on. And if I can help you, I'm going to help you to navigate through that bump in the road. Because I'm gonna be honest, I've went through so much with being an entrepreneur. It's like now I'm numb to it, because I don't know if none of you know or not, but I done been homeless before, slept in my car. I done been broke. This is really my third time starting over, starting from $0. Well, when I say zero, that's exactly what I mean. $0. And, for me to have the motivation to just keep going and create something, I had to go through a lot of the pitfalls, a lot of the ups and the downs, and dealing with adversity and still maintaining that same enthusiasm. That can be a lot. That can be a lot. So I created the Wealth Factor so that you wouldn't have to go through this alone. If you're investing in the real estate, I can walk you through that. You're looking to invest into the stock market, I can walk you through that. You don't have anybody to explain crypto or NFTs. If you want to create an NFT collection or how to leverage your credit and get all of these free things, then basically I can help with all of those things. That was the purpose of the Wealth Factor, because nobody helped me with anything. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody, I'll take that back. I had maybe one or two people that helped me just at different points in my life, but still, just in my opinion, it wasn't a situation where I could just totally depend on them. It's kind of like somebody telling me something and then I have to go figure it out. They wasn't really available for me to keep reaching out, or if I ran into any hurdles or a bump in the road, they wasn't around long enough to really help me to navigate through that. So a lot of the things that I did was trial and error. A lot of the things that you go through will be trial and error also. So I just want you to not get discouraged. Always try to keep yourself in a positive space, keep positive people around you. If people, let me tell y'all something, and this is off subject. If people are not believing and encouraging in your dreams and your goals, you have to get away from them. It's mandatory. It's not optional. I know you love them. I'm not saying just disown your friends and your family. I'm not saying that. But you shouldn't be hanging out with them every weekend. You shouldn't be talking to them every day. You should just hit them up every once in a while. Hey, man, I'm just going checking on you, seeing what was going on. How you been? That should be a conversation to be had every now and then, because where you're going and the things that you want to accomplish, it's already going to be hard enough just dealing with the things that you have to deal with in order to get to where you need to go. That right there will put the weight of the world on your shoulders. And the last thing you need is someone around that's not believing in your goals and your dreams and what you're trying to accomplish. That's the last thing you need. So get rid of those negative people. I know it's cliche to say, but you'll be surprised how many people keep those negative people around. You'll be surprised. So, icebreaker, before we start the session, what stocks do you have your eye on? Have you been sticking to the plan? Y'all know we have a plan. I gave a plan out probably about a year ago. I'm probably gonna give the plan out more often. It'll probably be at like the end of every Zoom. so that way people are able to like stay on track. Because I know we got new members constantly coming in, and they may not have the plan from a year ago or 6 months ago. So that's something that I think I'm gonna go ahead and fix with the wealth factor. But I want to see, like, what's the last thing that you purchased online? And I ask that because when I tell a lot of people that they should be investing and they can buy a share of stock for as little as $5, and a lot of people say, I don't have money to invest. So look at the last thing that you purchased online. If Amazon is at your house at least once a week, you're the problem. If you go out to eat at least once a month or more, you're the problem. You are the problem. So the question becomes, why are you not investing? The question isn't, do you have the money? Because if you show me your W-2s and it says zero, then I believe you. But if you got a dollar amount, whatever that dollar amount is on your W-2s, you have no excuse. And then we may get into, how much does it cost you to live? You may have to do a budget. You may be living above your means. That's why you don't have money for this. But that's something that we have to ask ourselves. What's your morning routine? If you don't have a morning routine, then you have to create one. When you get up in the morning, what do you do? What do you do? Me personally, I get up, go to the bathroom, I go back and I don't not lay, but I sit at my desk, and then I post inspirational stuff on Facebook, inspirational stuff on Instagram. Then after that, I go to the gym. From the gym, I come back, fix breakfast. After I fix breakfast, I'm repairing my clients' credit. I got a bunch of clients because I do credit repair, helping people to repair their credit. Some people trying to buy a house and their credit score just holding them back. I just really like helping people, to be honest. That's why I got the wealth factor to help people, got the Vivaret credit to help people. I just like helping people. That's just like my thing. It's just something about me helping somebody and then them being grateful about me helping them. That's really what helps to keep me going. But that's my morning routine. When is the last time you did a random act of kindness for a stranger? Because everything doesn't have to be all about you. I've got a friend, he runs the Father's Foundation, and he feeds the homeless once a week. And what I do is I give them money. It may be $20 a week. It may be $50 a week. I may just pull up, and it may be $5 or it may be whatever, because for him, it's a good deed. It's a good deed that he's doing. I just don't have the time to do it, but he's dedicated to it. And also, when you don't, he has a non-for-profit. Also, when you donate to these non-for-profit, it can also be a tax write-off. That's why I keep telling y'all to get a good accountant. But I'm gonna get my accountant on here this year. I'm gonna see when she got time on her schedule, and then because she's I'm gonna be honest. If my accountant was stranded in Seattle, I would drive up there to get her and drive all the way back. She is worth her weight in gold. Her weight in gold. But get you a good accountant. They're going to they're going to make sure that you accomplish, your goals and your dreams. They're going to create like a plan on what you need to do. A good accountant is worth, his or her weight in gold. What's the most challenging thing that you've done in life? It's time to get outside of your comfort zone. I just want to hit these points real quick because I feel like a lot of people are going through a lot of things, and to be able to invest, like you need to invest, your mind has to be clear. I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. Your mind has to be clear. So go do something that you've never done, that's been on your list. You thought about it. Get outside of your comfort zone. I don't know what that is. That may be bungee jumping, skydiving. I was talking to my uncle, what was I talking, Thursday, and he was talking about me traveling, and I was like, come on and travel. And then he was like, I'm scared of the plane. But I was like, bro, don't you know you got a higher chance of getting eaten by a shark and leaving from this destination and getting into a car accident and losing your life before you die on a plane. So now I'm in the process of getting my uncle on a plane. He's considering it. He's thinking about it. So, that's a win for me. What's your favorite dessert? I don't know what you do, but for me, at least once a week, this is like some self-care. If some of y'all are on a diet, if y'all don't want to do this, y'all can pick a more of a healthier dessert. I respect it, nothing wrong with it. But what I do is I like the brownie and the ice cream from Harry and Izzy's. And I go up there like once a week. I chill out. I bring my laptop. I dress up. I do some brainstorming. Sometimes I have company. I may have someone meet me up there. If not, it just be me. I just be up there chilling, going over different things, seeing how I can add more value to the wealth factor and tapping into our credit section of the wealth factor. This is going to be amazing because I'm going to show y'all how to get a lot of free money. You tell me, I tell you this, if you're in the wealth factor, you give me your dream destination. I'm going to show you how to get there for free. Give me your dream destination. I'm going to show you how to get there for free. That's what I'm doing this year inside of the wealth factor. So my favorite dessert is the brownie with the ice cream. They got some honey encrusted pecans. Is it pecan? Yeah, pecans they serve it with. And I get a double extra scoop of ice cream. It's always really good. It kind of helps me to reset. Plus, it's like something I like doing. So let's begin. Quick evaluation. Now, a lot of people send me stocks all the time. What about this stock? What about this stock? What about this stock? This is a diamond in the rough. And although everybody wants to have that stock that don't nobody know about except them, it's not measuring up to the big dogs. Now, the big dogs are Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, and we can even go Google. We can have even add Google to that. Those are the top 5 stocks basic in the market. Apple's the number 1 company in the world. When evaluating a stock, there are certain things that you want to look at. Things like market cap, things like dividend, earnings report, innovation, how innovative are they? The sector, are they in the energy sector? Are they in the automotive sector? Are they in the technology sector? Are they in the finance sector? And one stock can occupy more than one sector also. Like Apple is in the technology sector, and they're in the AI sector, artificial intelligence sector, and I would now put them in the fintech sector because of Apple Pay. Apple Pay is a thing. They have the credit card now, which you get 3% back on your credit card. It's a cash back card when you pay through Apple Pay on your credit card. So now that's moving more people to pay with their Apple Pay credit card. So I think that Apple is doing a phenomenal job. Apple is doing a phenomenal job. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen real quick. Let me see. Okay, so let's look at this. Literally, for everyone out there that wants to look up companies, you can literally go to Google. Everybody, you can go to Google, it's Yahoo Finance, it's a bunch of different platforms, but why not use what we're already using? Let's go through Apple. Apple stock price. Just type it in. Bam, it'll come up right here. So look at it. It opened at 126 and it jumped up to 131. Apple was up 3.6%, 3.68% in a day. I think this is pretty good, especially while we're in a bear market. Friday was a really, really, really good day. Friday was a good day in the market. Like Friday was a really good day. So you see Apple up here, you look at the market cap right here. The market cap is basically what the company's worth. You take the amount of shares, you basically take the amount of shares and divide it by, you multiply it by the shares available, if I'm not mistaken. Apple has a market cap of 2 trillion. Now this was up 3 trillion. Because if you check the 1-year chart on Apple, they're down 24%. That's that the whole stock market is down. It's not like a Apple thing. The whole stock market is down, but if you look at the max for Apple, It's up 83,000%, 86,000%. You know, going back to 1983, as a year after I was born, Apple was 15 cents. Apple was 15 cents. Wow. Freaking amazing. So Apple has a market cap of 2.2 trillion. And this is important because more than not, the higher the market cap of what that gives you what the company's worth, the higher the market cap, the more stable the company is. Apple is a very stable company. It also comes with a dividend. Apple is almost a dividend of 1% right now. You know, Apple is a great company. You know, they're innovative in their space. And when you Google these stocks, you can get all the news from everybody. Why Apple stock's still falling. Top Wall Street analysts pick these stocks to celebrate every new year. Apple should return to 3 trillion soon. You know what I'm saying? Like they already got Apple saying that Apple is going to rebound. Now, when you invest in Apple, this is one thing that I like about Apple. Apple doesn't do any drastic moves up or down. You have some companies that are down 90%. Carvana is a good example of one stock that's down. One stock that's down. Let's look at it real quick. I can show you. Carvana, y'all know this is like where you can order the cars. Look at this right here, down 97%. Down a year ago, it was $186. $186. It's down 97%. So Apple doesn't drop as much as other stocks. They're innovative. Apple now has a credit card, which puts them in the fintech space. They have Apple Pay, which puts them in the fintech space. They're working on their new electric vehicle. I see you being able to program your vehicle by using your iPhone or your MacBook. It's going to be a connection between the iPhone and the car. And I think that Apple is going to sync it up really, 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 really nice. Apple is going to do a great job with that. Apple has a lot of debt. A lot of people, try to focus on Apple having a lot of debt, which they do, but Apple also has a lot of income. Now, when you're evaluating the stock, you want to see what their income is. So, like I said, y'all, this is on Google. You can look this up yourself. You don't even need me to do this. Right here, they got quarterly financials. How much revenue did Apple bring in? $90 billion. 90 billion. Who brought in more money than Apple? Y'all tell me. Net income, 20 billion. Profit margin. Net profit margin, 22%. Even though it's down a little bit, everything else is up. Everything else is up right now. So when people ask me, if you have to pick a stock, what's the best stock to invest in? I tell them Apple. And then they look at me like, man, I thought you had a secret stock to tell me. Now I can give you some other stocks, Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM. I can give you other stocks to invest in, but they just don't measure up to Apple. Because based off of revenue, who's getting the most money? Who's bringing in the most money? You see, it's Apple. Apple's bringing in the most money. So with Apple having a high market cap, it comes with a small dividend. Their revenue is 90 billion. They're netting 20 billion. They're the number one company in the S&P 500. Let's Google something else again. Y'all can Google this, S&P 500. Let me see. What stocks are in the S&P 500? Just look at this. Here we go. So These are the stocks. This is the S&P 500, and it's in order, everyone. The number one company in the world is what? Apple. Then you got Microsoft. Then you got Amazon. Then you got Berkshire Hathaway. Tesla has moved down, but let me tell you this. You can buy, I love Tesla. Elon Musk is one of my favorite people. Tesla not only has the automotive side, they got the artificial intelligence side, they got a robot coming out here in a second. They got their SpaceX program where they're about to be selling tickets to the moon. And you know how people be like, I'm going to LA for the weekend. Well, now guess what? I'm going to the moon for the weekend. So Tesla, it's a lot of room. I see a lot of room and opportunity inside of Tesla. Even though they've dropped down the S&P 500, Tesla used to be where Google is, and Google used to be where Berkshire is. Berkshire has moved up the list in the S&P 500, and Tesla has Tesla's dropped. So here's the S&P 500 in order: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, Google. These are the top companies. If you want to, if let's just say if you don't know anything and you say, what's a good company to invest? Well, what are the biggest companies in the world? Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, Google. There you go. Those are the biggest companies in the world right there. A lot of people try to overcomplicate this, and then they get into like charts and analytics and this and that, and before you know it, you're confused. To be honest, people are confused by this, you know, and this is one of the major issues in the Black community, was that they don't have anybody just breaking this down in layman terms where a child can understand it. This is why I created the wealth factor. I don't want to overcomplicate this for anybody. Invest in the stocks with the highest market cap. You want to see the stocks with the highest market cap? Google the S&P 500, which is the top 500 companies in the United States, really in the world, but especially in the United States. What's the number one company? Apple. Bam. Invest in Apple and go ahead and have you a seat somewhere. Go ahead and have a seat somewhere. What's next? Microsoft, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway. I can tell you this. Look at this. If you look at the top 5 stocks, right? These are stocks that people use every day. You see, I'm on Google right now. Is my insurance through Berkshire Hathaway? I got State Farm insurance. So, yeah, no, I got Farmers Bureau. I don't have State Farm. So I don't use Berkshire Hathaway. I probably do. I got to Google which companies they own. Amazon just dropped off a package today. Microsoft, I use Microsoft phone all the time. I'm creating my ebook in Microsoft Word right now. Apple, we're on a MacBook. I have a iPad and I have an iPhone. So a lot of these things we use every day, but when it comes to investing, a lot of times people be trying to overcomplicate these things. We don't have to overcomplicate it. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Now, if I can go through all these charts and graphs and be talking about a bunch of stuff to make me sound a little smarter than everybody else, and then send you on a rabbit hole to look at this and look at that, look at this, look at that. No, that's not the goal for the wealth factor. The goal for the wealth factor is to make this plain where everybody can start investing and not to overcomplicate things. That's why I created Stocks for Kids, because it got to be simple enough where you can explain the stock market to a child. That's how simple it got to be. And I don't know if y'all have seen it or not. I created Stocks for Kids because I started teaching the stock market to my son when he was 4 years old. My son is now 7. And I've been working diligently with him, teaching him understanding of the investment market, real estate, stocks, crypto, breaking down different companies. Even my son can break down different companies now. He's 7. They're not teaching him that in school because we can't leave it up to the school system to teach our children. It's not going to happen. We can't leave it up to the school system to teach our children. It's not going to happen. They go teach them how to be employees. Look up the word slavery. Look up the word slavery. It's not too far out. So if we want financial independence and we really want to live life, these are the things that we have to understand. And to understand it, you cannot overcomplicate it. You can't overcomplicate it. That's why a lot of people that I look at on YouTube or sometime on my timeline that be just going into too much charts and moving numbers and confusing people. I don't really say nothing. I just keep scrolling. But in the wealth factor, I don't do all that. I can do all of that too. We can go over charts and we can get into like all of this other stuff that ain't gonna matter because people rent is due right now and they need it broken down in simplest form. But I don't want to do that. It makes no sense to do that. Absolutely no sense. So I always go to the S&P 500 and you can see the top stocks right now. And you got a lot of the top stock. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Tesla. So look at this. All right, here we go. Apple, 24% discount. Let's look up Microsoft. Microsoft, 28% discount. Amazon, 46% discount. Tesla, 67% discount. And you see, these are all companies. All of these companies are in the S&P 500. Just because the stock is down doesn't mean it's bad, and just because the stock is up doesn't mean it's good. Now I'm gonna show you another stock. Stay away from this one. Well, I'm not gonna say stay away from it. Just proceed with caution. Look at this stock, down 72%. I showed you Carvana. Let me see. I think Washington Prime Group got delisted from the stock market. Washington Prime Group publicly traded. I think they got delisted. Yep. Washington Prime Group is another stock to stay away from. Look at this. Zoom. Look at this. 59%. And then keep in mind, Zoom is good. Clearly, we're on Zoom right now. But how many streams of income does Zoom have? They got one. Zoom got one stream of income. People signing up and using Zoom to have meetings, which is a great idea. But Microsoft has a Zoom alternative that they put up Microsoft. Watch this. Look at these. All these are Zoom alternatives. And then the Google Meet, you even got Google Meet. Google Meet is a Zoom alternative. Look at this. Google Meet is a video communication service developed by Google. It is one of two apps that constitute the replacement for Google Handouts, the other being Google Chat. It replaced the consumers facing Google Duo. So Duo isn't, they probably got rid of Duo, but now they got Google Meet. So Zoom got a lot of competition from a lot of other companies that are way better than Zoom. Way better than Zoom. So I'm gonna cover one more thing I'm gonna cover one more thing, then we go ahead and end it. We'll go ahead and end the live. Okay, so look, we did the breakdown. Y'all just seen how y'all can find a good company. How you can like, and this is things that a kid can do. You know, this is why I created Stocks for Kids. My son is 7 and he knows exactly what I'm teaching right now. So now you got the basic information that you need to get into a good company. Thank you. So this is what I'll tell you. One, when you got the basic information that you need to invest into a company, you want to pay attention to if the company is making money and how big is the market cap and where do they stand at in their sector. Like in the technology sector, who's number one? Apple's number one. Who's number two? Microsoft. Who's number three? It's probably Tesla. You want to look at all of these things and then just make you a plan to invest into that stock. You don't have to be invested into every single stock on the stock market. Pick you no more than 3 stocks because for you to evaluate each stock, it's going to take a lot of time if you're in 20 stocks. You got to evaluate each one of those companies and then keep up with each change that's in each one of those companies. That's going to be a lot of work. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have like a regular 9 to 5 and I'm not in 20 different companies because it's even hard for me to keep up with. So you only really need like 2 to 3 stocks and make sure you're investing into those two to three stocks on a regular basis. That's it. And if you haven't signed your kids up for Stocks for Kids, sign them up because what I want to do is I want to get the whole family involved. I want to get the kids, the mother, the significant other. I want to get the friends, the grandparents, the aunties, the uncles, the husband, the wife. Let's get everybody on the same page. And you should be discussing finances in your household at least once a week. Make it mandatory. Pull the kids off the game. No, you can't go to get your hair done. No, you can't go to the bar. No, you can't go to, you can't do anything during this. And you can pick a day. It can be any day you choose, anytime spot you choose. It can be 45 minutes. During that 45 minutes, everyone discusses finances, where you are versus where everyone wants to be. And every week, you see how close you are to that goal and the changes that you need to make in order to get yourself further to that goal. So that's the Zoom call. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all next week. Stock tips part 3. We're going to cover a lot of other things. Make sure you get logged in early. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Peace.